If you have watched any AWS free tier tutorial recently, I need you to listen to what I'm about to say. Now, AWS has changed how free tier works in July 2025, and almost every tutorial you find online today are still teaching that old model, which no longer applies to your account in 2026. Now, at the end of this video, you'll be able to set up your account in a protected way and it will be ready to build on with extra $200 in your account ready to work on projects. If you're creating an AWS account in 2026, you're currently on the new credit-based system, and I'm going to explain how the credit works right in this video. AWS offers you $200 credit to run your AWS services, and this $200 credit is just to last for 6 months. So from the very first day you open your AWS account to the next 6 months, you're expected to use that $200 to your own use, build projects, work on multiple services in the cloud environment, and ensure that you utilize that $200 before the end of the 6 months. After 6 months, AWS directs your bills to your card. If you follow every instruction and every guide I'll be giving in this video, you'll be able to use your $200 judiciously for the next 6 months. Now let's see how you can create your own AWS account in 2026 step by step without making any mistake. Let's get into the video. So log into this site, aws.amazon.com. Now once this comes up, you find the create account button at the right hand side here. So I'm going to click on create account. On the sign up page, I'm expected to input a valid email address that has not been registered on AWS before. So I'm going to type in my Gmail account, and after putting the Gmail account, ensure the Gmail is valid and you can access it because you need to do a verification process in the next step. So you're going to verify this email address. So after inputting the email address, the next thing you need to do is to select an account name. Now, this doesn't have any order. It can be your name, your nickname, your first name, or your surname. So I'm going to be naming this Build with Olamide. And I'm going to click on verify email address. So I'm going to copy and paste the verification code, paste in the code and verify our email address. So here, my email address has been verified. The next step is to input our root user password. So I'm going to set up a password for this account. Ensure your password is at least 8 characters long and it contains at least 3 of these following uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and non-alphanumeric characters. You click on continue once you're done. When you get here, this is where the trick is. And this is where a lot of beginners will make mistakes sometimes. So you need to understand the difference between the free plan and the paid plan. Now, both the free plan and the paid plan get 200 credits. So you can see you have the $200 credits for free account, and also for the paid account, you get 200 credits. Now, the difference between this and this is that in this guy, you're not going to be accessing some services that are beyond your credit threshold. For example, using a load balancer, setting up auto scaling group. Those services are beyond the scope of the credits that AWS is offering you. Now, this $200 has been assigned to some services. For example, your EC2 instance, your DynamoDB, your RDS. These services are connected to your credit. So if you're using any services that is outside this particular $200, AWS will be charging you differently and directly to your card. Do you understand? So I always advise that you go for the paid plan because after 6 months, if you don't upgrade this free plan, AWS will close your account. You can see after the 6 month free period or when all credit are used, you can choose to upgrade a paid plan. So if you do not upgrade to a paid plan, your account closes automatically. So most times I always advise my students to go for the paid plan so that you can have hands-on experience on different AWS services we're going to be working on, right? So just ensure that you follow the guidelines I'm going to be giving you when using these services like your load balancer, your auto scaling group. Immediately I'm done cleaning up my resources, ensure you do that at your end so you don't accumulate extra bills. So for these accounts, I'm going to be going for the paid plan. But remember why I said I'm going for the paid plan so that I can have access to all the services in this AWS account. And as well, after 6 months or after I'm done utilizing the $200, AWS will not automatically close down my account, or I don't need to come back and start upgrading it. So I'll be going fully to the paid version because I want to have the full experience of all the AWS services. With the free plan, you are limited to some services that you will not be able to like use them because you are already on the paid plan. Now, another question that will be in your mind is, oh, what if I've created my account like 2 months ago before seeing this your video? Can I move from the free plan to the paid plan? Yes, of course, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video. Now, let's move to the paid plan. I'm going to be choosing the paid plan for this account. So I'm going to click on choose paid plan. And in this contact form, I'm going to put in my name. The organization name is actually optional, so you don't need to put an organization name. But if this is going to be an account for a particular organization, then yes, you can go ahead to put it. So I'm going to fill up this now, and we'll be moving to the next phase. So I'm going to fill up this so fast. Now, this is the tricky part, right? You need to add your billing information, which is your debit card. Now, AWS accepts just MasterCard and the Visa card. So if you're using the VAF card, for some of us that are using OPay, you'll not be able to use this kind of card here because they only accept just Visa and the Master card, right? So I'm going to put in my card details, my CVC, the name of my card, my billing address, and my country. The question everybody asks is, what if I had my card to AWS? Will AWS bill me immediately? Now, AWS will not bill you immediately. And don't get scared by adding your card. You just need a valid card. AWS is trying to make sure that, okay, what if you decide to turn on a service that is beyond the scope of the $200 credit given to you? Will they be able to charge you after that? That's the major reason why they want you to put in your card. So just like when they ask you to use a free service, but you have to use your card first to access that free service, right? So just like AWS is giving you $200 credits, but you need your card as a requirement. And another thing you need to understand is that if you use the same card for multiple accounts, just the first account will get access to the $200 credit. Every other account you create using that card, they wouldn't have access to the $200 credit. So ensure that you don't share your card with different people. Just share that your card is just for your AWS account. Don't share your card with different people in class or anywhere just because you will not have access to the $200 once another person initiates that card on their AWS account. And the implication again is that if they are owing AWS, AWS will suspend every AWS account related to that card. So ensure you don't share your billing information with anybody on the AWS ecosystem. So I'll also fill up this quickly so that we can move to the support plan. Now you can see what happened here. It says you are not eligible for new customer credit. Now the information provided is linked to an existing or previous AWS account. Your account is not eligible for the USD, which is the $200 credit, and the $100 new account credit. So the $200 credit is in two ways. They will split that $200, $100 for new account credit, and additional $100 for completing account activities. Now, reason why I'm not eligible for this is because the card I currently use for this sign up, I've used this card for a different AWS account. So that is why I'm not eligible for these new customer credits. But if this is the first time you're adding your card to your AWS account, then yes, you should be eligible and immediately you should have access to the $200 in your billing options, which also shows how to access your credit after creating your account in our next video. So I'm going to click on confirm. And as a beginner, I always advise you to go for the basic support plan because it is free. So I'm going to be using the basic support plan for now, and I'm going to be clicking on complete sign up, which is 5/5. So if you have followed through from step 1 down to step 5, I'm very sure your account is springing up right now, just like the way I have it on my screen here. We are currently in our AWS console. So this is how to set up your AWS account in 2026. Now, if you follow the steps I've given you from step 1 down to step 5, you should be able to successfully create your AWS account now. And now, if you have been eligible to access the 200 credit, this is how to access to check if they give you the first $100. So they don't give you the $200 at once. They first give you $100 as a new credit for your new account. Then when you start using some services like your RDS, your EC2 instance, they keep adding extra dollars. Now, if you launch your EC2 instance, they give you extra $20. When you also launch your RDS, they give you extra $20. So as you are using some services, they keep adding it up till it gets to $200. Do you understand? So how do we access it? All you need to do is go to the right hand side there at the top, click on your name, and go to billing and cost management. So I'm going to click on billing and cost management. In the next video, I'm going to be telling you all the things you need to do in details before you start building on your AWS account. There's some certain configurations like security, billing options, and just some basic setup on your AWS account before you start building in the cloud environment. Now, to check your credits, if you're eligible, click on credits on the left hand side on this panel here. You're going to find credits. Click on credits, and if you have been eligible, you should find $100 here, right? And when you complete other activities like launching some other services, they keep adding more credits to you till it gets to $200. So this is how to set up your AWS account in 2026. Now, in the next video, I'm going to be teaching you how to navigate this environment properly, the different options, the buttons, and the few configurations I'll talk about before you start building in the cloud environment. Watch the next video after this. In the next video, I'm going to be teaching you all the security and best practices on how to use this account and basic configurations from MFA, securing your IAM users, setting billings, right? Because now remember from the previous steps, we chose paid version. Now, if you are using a paid version, that means that if you run out of the $200 credit, AWS will definitely charge you. So we need to set up some budget and billing alert. So just in case you are already spending more than expected, AWS will send you a notification that you've actually spent so amount of money. And just in case you forgot a service running or something, you could easily go back to it and correct that. So before you do anything, ensure you watch the next video after this. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you want more content like this, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join the community, which is Build with Olamide. See you in my next video, guys.